Welcome back to another recap of the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. I just wrapped up sessions 3 and 4 of my return to the game, which puts us at parts 6 and 7 overall. And let me tell you, these sessions had some highs, some lows, and some very questionable game design choices. But hey, that's part of the charm, right? Let's get into it. So, first off, I revisited the ruins thinking, hey, maybe there's more to explore. Spoiler alert, there wasn't. I had already drilled through most of the walls already, and I had just forgotten that I had done that. Okay, so technically, there are some areas I haven't explored, but they are several rooms deep, and the enemies are just way too tanky to keep going further in any practical way. That's including using a healthy supply of E-Bottle 3s. I spent over an hour beating maybe a handful of them, and most of them need to be fought in rooms that feel very cramped to maneuver in. I was basically doing chip damage and chugging away on E-Bottles. Even with the Servbots helping to hold enemies back so I could shoot them more, it was just too slow. Also, I barely scraped together 160,000 zenny. Not nearly enough to justify the frustration. It was a good reminder that something about the ruins just isn't clicking for me, at least not yet. I'll have to develop my weapons and Servbots more before diving back in. Speaking of Servbots, I finally remembered that I could give them items to help them develop talents. The process was a little clunky. Turns out you have to navigate one layer of menus deeper than what's there to actually give them stuff. Once I figured that out, I gave Servbot 35 a drawing item and Servbot 36 a shell so we could play music. Cool, but I need to look up how to get more items for the rest of them so they can help me make better weapons. After that, I jumped into my first farming mission. Yes, farming. This one involved rounding up pigs while avoiding enemy robots. The first part was simple. Just chuck the pigs into the truck. The second part had robots trying to stop me, but funnily enough, they never attacked the Servbots. So I just kept them distracted while the Servbots did their thing. The boss robots at the end were effectively the same type of enemy, only they also dropped bombs that walk towards you on legs. This was another example of tanky enemies doling out more damage than expected, but luckily I had a stash of E-Bottle 3s to keep me alive. Then I took on another round of the harbor box puzzles. These are surprisingly fun and rewarding when you're able to solve them. The second puzzle I did felt especially satisfying, but by the time I got to the third one, I was too tired to figure it out without looking at a guide, and I was getting really close to solving it too. I actually got one part of it right, where you have to pick up a flower container, which you normally bring straight to the ship, but this time, the more efficient thing to do is just set it down. You'd think that seems redundant, but that's actually the trick. Basically, by picking up the one northwest flower container and moving it north one space, you're then able to pick up the wooden container behind it, drop it east into the water, and then pick up the metal container on the other side of the dock area and place it south. It's a really neat crisscrossing bridge building solution that I am sad I didn't figure out myself, but I was getting kind of tired and I wanted to go to bed. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to more harbor box puzzles. Moving on to the next session, I took on Bank Mission Level 3, which had some cool but frustrating mechanics. I forgot that you could pick up objects like trees and lampposts. Turns out they're way more effective than the green bazooka. I also had a hard time navigating certain obstacles. like 2 police vans blocking my path. Eventually, I figured it out thanks to legamefaqs.com, but it was one of those moments where you feel dumb after realizing how simple the solution was. Just have the Servbots hold one of the vans. The boss of this mission was a police officer with her own robot, and she could get enraged, speeding up and hurling debris at me. I tried throwing props at her, but ultimately, the Servbots were able to hold her down while I shot at her. The reward? Over 500,000 zenny. Very nice indeed. Then I discovered something unexpected, the torture room. Yes, after the mission, I was informed that the Gesellschaft now has a literal torture chamber for Servbots who get too lazy. I had one Servbot with max laziness, so I got to use it. It's basically a treadmill with 3 different cartoonish traps, spikes, flames, and a 10-ton weight that you have to time correctly to discipline them. It was hilarious, and honestly, it was probably the highlight of my session. I also used my bank mission earnings to finally buy some upgraded armor, which felt way more important than increasing my health. Then I maxed out Servbot 2's attack skill in the gym. I save-scummed my way through it, but no regrets though. However, it turns out I unlocked the ability for Servbot number 2 to use their own bazooka, not a bazooka for the Gustav. And I already had Bazooka Dev and Gatling Dev unlocked on Servbots number 31 and number 32, so unlocking their skills was not what was needed. I'm a little stumped about how to upgrade my firepower so that the ruins aren't so tough. So for now, I'm just going to keep playing missions and hope things start falling into place. Update. Oh my god. I peeked at the FAQ and guess what? I already have the bazooka. That's the green gun I've been using all this time. I even refer to it as a bazooka sometimes. I confirmed it in-game and everything. I must have forgotten I had acquired it. Still, I thought that maybe there might be a more powerful bazooka that I can unlock because of all the trouble in the Nakkai Ruins. It turns out that is not the case, as the FAQ says the Bonne bazooka is the most powerful weapon, with the Gatling gun having more rapid fire, but lesser damage. Guess where you get the parts for the Gatling gun? The ruins. This level is so thoroughly unpleasant for me, but I have an update on that as well. When I confirmed that I already had the Bonne bazooka equipped, I went ahead and did some tests in the ruins. Beating the first 3 enemy robots with the bazooka, and then trying it with the beginning weapon, the search cannon, it seems like it takes the search cannon just a few more shots to kill them. But the crucial element here is that I can run and shoot. The enemies are easy as heck, and I can take them out faster. Wow, what a difference. Regarding facing some of the tougher enemies, later in the ruins, maybe the solution is to bring along tougher Servbots, like the one that can shoot a bazooka? I just tested it out now. The results speak for themselves. The one bazooka Servbot can take out the same 3 enemies faster than both the bazooka and the search cannon. Dear lord. Okay, I guess I'll be upgrading more Servbot attack stats next time. Finally, I tackled the next level of the container puzzles, which introduced conveyor belts. I managed to solve the main puzzle, but the bonus box solution completely stumped me. I had to look it up, which was disappointing because it was such a simple answer. Still, I'm trying to balance giving things an honest effort while knowing when to walk away before I get too cranky. So, the takeaways from these sessions? The bank heist was fun, but a bit clunky. The torture room is hilarious and unexpected. The container puzzles are cool, but can be mentally exhausting. The ruins are still not fun. but there is still some unknown game left to explore. For next time, I've got my sights set on the Gatling gun, and having a few more Servbots with higher attack ratings. But yeah, if you've played Tron Bonne, what weapons or Servbot setups do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.